This is not starting off strong. Another cereal for breakfast. Oh my god. Please, guys, please have protein. Big Food is so quick on the money. Hi everyone, my name is Mima. I used to be obese. I lost all of the weight through a combination of GLP-1 medication, a whole foods diet, and weightlifting. And now I train as an endurance cyclist. And by the time that you watch this video, I would have been off of my GLP-1 medication for 2 months now. First of all, I wanted to apologize for the mess behind me, the mess that is my face and my hair, and just my general unkemptness, because I have been running around like a headless chicken the past couple of days, because tomorrow my husband and I are going to be headed out for our Christmas holiday vacation that is going to be like nearly 3 months long. We are going to be going to my home country of the Philippines and spending a little bit of time in Singapore as well. So we are very excited. Also just, working up until the last minute and doing so much last minute. I am not completely fully packed, so it's been crazy. And I am filming this in between errands, so we might not have a lot of time, but I wanted to make sure that I put out videos while I was away. So yeah, here we are. Today we are going to continue with our theme around maintaining your weight loss off of GLP-1 medication. We're going to be doing another reaction type video. This time we will be reacting to what I eat in a day after quitting GLP-1 TikToks. Again, I have mentioned this before. I like doing these types of videos, not because of the reaction part, in a sense, like scrutinizing someone else's choices. It's more of an entertaining way for me to share a lot of my experiences, my knowledge, the knowledge of my medical team, the medical team that has been with me on my weight loss and GLP-1 journey since the very beginning. If you're new here, I lost over 65 pounds through, like I said in my intro, GLP-1 medication, a whole foods diet, and weightlifting. And that was because I was part of a medical weight management program in the hospital system here where I live. And it has been quite an adventure. I am off the medication now because I am getting ready for pregnancy, and that has also been quite an adventure. I'm glad to say that I have been maintaining my 65-pound weight loss without too much fanfare since getting off of the medication accidentally, which I talked about in this video right here, so go check that out if you haven't yet. So again, reaction videos are a great way for me to share some of my experiences, my knowledge, and preferences. And I know that, people might not care about my own preferences, but what has been helpful for me in my own GLP-1 journey is actually reading about people's preferences and learning about their preferences, because that gives me inspiration. That gives me other things to try, other things to explore. And that is ultimately what my goal is here, is for me to share my own experience. Again, I keep saying that. My own experience, my experience with my doctors, their expertise, what I learned from my doctors, etc. So it's much better way for me to do that than to basically just sit in front of the camera and yap about my experience and all of that stuff. Without further ado, let's go on and react to this TikToks.
Here's another what I eat in a day as someone who has recently come off my GLP-1. Starting strong as always, cup of tea with some collagen. It looks frothy because my milk had been in the freezer. It needs must.
Who puts milk in the freezer? I don't. That is weird to me, but to each their own.
And mama needs to start a day with a cup of tea. Did I just say mama? Ugh. Anyway, moving on to breakfast. I really fancied some Weetabix with
This is not starting off strong. This is not starting off strong. At least not for me for breakfast. Breakfast is one of my anchor meals, and anchor meals for me are the meals that help keep my hunger steady throughout the day, especially now that I am off GLP-1 medication and hunger signals are, not being assisted by the GLP-1 medications, or not being blunted by the GLP-1 medications, I should say. So I typically tend to have high protein, high fiber, even high calorie, like really, really big breakfasts because of the fact that they're my anchor meals. So having that for me has been incredibly helpful in making sure that it takes me quite a while to actually be hungry again. I would not recommend having Weetabix or kind of like a cereal type for breakfast, especially if you're off GLP-1 medication, because that's not going to keep you full and satiated for a while. It'll get you hungry and probably spike your insulin as well.
Hot milk. If you have cold milk with Weetabix, you are not welcome here. I am joking, of course, but it is just weird. Naturally, I had to have sugar on it. My husband has 5 or 6 Weetabix in one sitting, but I think 2 is just a standard amount. Or is that just me? Anyway, demolished them, went round to my mum and dad's. He's got chocolate hobnobs. Need to keep them in the fridge, and I did enjoy with a cup of tea. I just forgot to film it. Talking of forgetting to film, I also had an orange, and I remembered on the last...
I am so obsessed with mandarins right now. They are literally my favorite snack food. I am not gonna lie, like, I could demolish, like, in a week, basically, the 2 big bags of mandarins, and I set myself up for success in a way that the mandarins are available to me. So when I get home after I buy them, I peel them and I put them in these like preserving plastic thingies. I do not remember what they're called, but they are white with some green lining, and they are very good at preserving fruits and vegetables. So I keep my peeled mandarins there, and when I get snacky, and sometimes I do get snacky, especially depending on how my stress and anxiety levels are for the day, I just pick up a couple of pieces of mandarin, and they are very low calorie, also a low glycemic index. But yeah, that's a suggestion for snacky folks. Make sure fruit is available to you and find ways to preserve fruit as much as possible. And I have those, like, I'll try to pop in what those preserving things are because I don't know what they're called.
Segment, but you know, again, health is wealth. Little after
that little cookie thing was not healthy though, I'm just gonna say.
Name pick me up, as in a cup of tea. Nothing stronger, I'm parenting. And then me and Layla made some brownies. Didn't have an egg, so I actually had to use protein yogurt, so I'm classing these as healthy. I did only have one. Dinner, we had sausage casserole, cheesy mash, cauliflower cheese, and a variety of vegetables. Very warming and comforting dinner, if you ask me. Everything I had, no fizzy pop, and I am gasping.
So that was all she ate? I mean, that was not a lot, and she had one big meal in the evening. I typically don't have a big meal in the evening. I have elaborate meals in the evening. Balanced elaborate meals because dinner time is when my husband and I spend time with each other right after a hard day of work. But yeah, I'm surprised that's all she ate. I am really surprised that's all she ate. I would not recommend to eat like that if you are off GLP-1 medication.
What I eat in a day after I stop taking GLP-1 medication. Starting off the day.
Another cereal for breakfast. Oh my god. Please, guys. Please have protein in your breakfast. Please make sure your breakfast is high protein, high fiber. Please, please, I beg you. I beg you.
Strong with some strawberry protein Cheerios.
And even if it says like it's protein cereal, it's not going to be high protein. The amount of protein I eat for breakfast typically is around 35 to 45 grams of protein. Like that's how much protein I have to make sure I am satiated and full until after I go to the gym, which is probably like 4 to 5 hours after I have breakfast. So please, I beg of you guys, if you are preparing to get off of GLP-1s or are already off GLP-1 medication, please have high protein, high fiber breakfasts, not cereal, please.
They are so good.
They're good, but not.
And then I packed my lunch. It was just leftovers from the night before. I made a cheese quesadilla.
Leftovers are great. I also typically eat leftovers for breakfast if we have leftovers because they're easy, they're available. By the time that I'm eating breakfast, the macros are already tracked for me because I had done that the night before. So leftovers is one system that I am fully in support of. And complementary to that is I don't consider any kind of food breakfast food whatsoever, so I just eat what's available. I don't give food any sort of like categorizations of when I should be eating them, like what meal they should be eating, so that's really helped me actually just eat good food if they're available, even if they're not breakfast food.
Yeah. And then rice with chicken on top. And I packed a protein bar too, just in case I got hungry again later. Then my husband brought me this Starbucks energy drink. It was kind of sour, but pretty good. And then we had a smoothie bar at work, and I got a dragon fruit.
Ooh. If you are still tracking your calories, please make sure to be careful with bowls like these. They are what we call halo foods because individually, like the individual components might be healthy, and that's good. But put them all together and you might have a very calorific bowl, meal, whatever. So I suggest you guys be very, very careful with these kinds of acai, fruit, smoothie bowls, that kind of thing.
Bowl. This was so good. I hadn't had peanut butter in it before, but it was delicious. Then I had my quesadilla. I wasn't hungry for the rice with the chicken, so I just did the quesadilla. And then for dinner, I had a BLT with cucumbers, and then I drank water. What I eat.
Fine. I don't think she had enough protein though. The bowl gave her a lot of like fruit and fiber, which is good, but not enough protein for me. And with how she ate, I probably would not have stayed full. I also train a lot as well, right? Like I train 3 times a week strength training, and then 4 times a week I train endurance cycling, and I'm preparing for a 100-mile race in Emporia, Kansas in May of next year. So for folks who are going to be in Unbound Gravel, I'm going to see you there. So I am like hungry a lot because of the training that I do. Yeah, I would not have been able to keep full and satiated with the meals that she had.
Good morning. We're starting off with a protein shake today. Going to use a berry blend as my ice. Also adding in some almond butter, almond milk, and my protein powder.
Protein shakes are good. I love protein shakes.
Put it in this cup. I had one of these chopsticks for a snack, and now for lunch I'm gonna have this Vital Proteins white cheddar mac and cheese and broccoli. It has 21 grams.
Let's see. 21 grams of protein is fine. Again, I prefer my meals to be at least above 30, if I can, like above 35 grams of protein. And oh my God, this one has a GLP-1 friendly tag. Like, I can't believe big food is really fast. Big food is so quick on the money. But yeah, I would not consider this. This is okay protein. I would not consider it high protein. Not high enough for me personally to be satiated for like a good chunk of time.
Of protein. These are super good and easy. Then I'm also gonna have a side of blackberries.
Amazing. Love fruit.
I'm gonna have some rotisserie chicken.
Oh my God, I love rotisserie chicken so much. I'm sorry. I'm just like having a lot of emotions right now. I'm so sorry, but I love rotisserie chicken so much because they are so easy. I personally am a rice girly, so my preferred carb source is jasmine rice, and just pair that with rotisserie chicken, green beans, and a special sauce from the Philippines that we call Mang Tomas. Put what that looks like up there, and I'm golden. Like, that balanced meal for me, excellent meal. But yeah, rotisserie chicken, always a great protein source.
And a little bit of stuffing. I'm gonna have one of these prime brownies. They're 19 grams of protein. They're super good.
I ordered those prime brownies, and I will not be able to try them until I get back from my trip. So I am looking forward to trying them.
Good morning. We're starting off with the protein shake today.
So that was it. Overall, not bad. Not a bad day of meals.
What I ate in a day after stopping a GLP-1. Today was all about quick and easy choices. I started the day with a Bear Bells protein bar while getting my oil change.
Ooh, even though the Bear Bells protein bars have like an okay amount of protein, that would not have kept me full.
For lunch, I had half of a hamburger that I had left over from dinner last night. I also had an Oikos Pro protein.
Also another thing that would not have kept me full. But if she had... Yeah, she had this
yogurt in the key lime flavor. And then for a snack, I had a chomp stick. For dinner, I had this Vital Pursuit mac and cheese with broccoli. It has 21 grams of protein. And another chomp stick because I've been obsessed with them lately. And then I had some mini peanut butter M&Ms. What I ate in a day after stopping a GLP-1.
Overall, another okay day for someone off of GLP-1 medication. Again, I would love to see more protein, more fiber, especially during anchor meals. That's what I call them now. My anchor meals are breakfast, post-workout, and dinner, of course. But typically my first 2 anchor meals tend to be the heaviest and the most protein and fiber filled. And then, you know, dinner is kind of like whatever I don't complete macros wise, I kind of finish it off during the evening. So I would prefer, and I do highly recommend for folks who are prepping to get off of GLP-1 or are now off of GLP-1, try to identify and schedule where your anchor meals make the most sense, because then it meets your fuel needs for the day, right? So if you are someone who works out in the morning, then yes, have an anchor breakfast in the morning to kind of get you through that section of your morning, and then make sure that your post-workout meal feeds your recovery, feeds the fact that your muscles had worked hard during your workout, and then plan for the in-betweens as well. And I, again, highly recommend that those in-betweens are also nutritious, healthy, have a lot of fiber, have a lot of micronutrients in them, rather than like sweets and any sort of food that will just spike your blood sugar.
I lost 96 pounds with a GLP-1 before stopping, and I'm going to show you everything I ate today. So I have already had my protein coffee. I forgot to take a video of it, but it is just double shot of espresso and some sugar-free flavorings from Zepbound. I'm gonna have an apple with peanut butter for breakfast. I did bring an egg sandwich that's high protein from Aldi, but it just doesn't sound good.
So egg is good. I love eggs, but not typically a high source of protein. You would need like a number of eggs to actually break what I would consider a high source of protein. So just as an FYI, that if you want to top up the protein with eggs, have liquid egg whites ready to mix with your one egg or two eggs, and then just add volume to it with liquid egg whites.
For lunch, we had tropical smoothie, and I had the Chipotle bacon flatbread with an island breeze, and then I had 2 bites of a carrot bun cake. So I'm having a chicken cutlet, greens, mac and cheese. I almost said mashed potatoes.
I lost now.
Again, another one of those, like, they're okay, but not high protein enough and high fiber enough for me to think that it would be satiating for the rest of the day, especially if you're off GLP-1s and your hunger signals are coming back, or they are coming back in full force, right? So again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but high protein, high fiber anchor meals. That is an excellent way for you to not only meet your macros and fuel your activities for the day, but also keep satiated and full for a majority of the day.
This is everything I eat in a day after stopping Zepbound. It's been about 3 weeks since I took my last shot, and the appetite is a ramping up. Let me tell you, it's also that time of the month, so I'm hungry, okay? And I'm not feeling bad about it one bit. So here's everything that I typically eat in a day. I did some meal prepping.
Green beans! Yes! I love green beans. They are my favorite vegetables. I'm sorry that was so hyper, but yeah, I have a lot of passion for green beans.
Beginning of the week because I like to have easy, quick go-to meals. I know chicken quesadilla is not a breakfast food, but this is my go-to.
No such thing as breakfast food. It's just food. It will actually help you a lot if you leave that mindset behind of like, this food is breakfast food, this food is not breakfast food. Any food can be breakfast food. Any food can be eaten at any time of the day. So this is great. Low carb wrap, chicken breast, shredded cheese, buffalo sauce, avocado, non-fat Greek yogurt. So she's got some really good sources of protein, a good source of fat. I'm not a huge fan of buffalo sauce, so I don't care much for it. And then chicken breast. And as long as she did not free pour the shredded cheese, this looks actually good for breakfast.
Meal. It has 500 calories and 58 grams of protein.
Damn!
For a snack, I've been making...
I would eat that meal. I would eat that meal. 500 calories and 58 grams of protein. Excellent. That will keep me full, and I would lift so hard in the gym.
Green beans, and then I shred fresh Parmesan on top. For lunch, I had a non-fat Greek yogurt bowl with strawberries, blueberries, chocolate chips, and some honey. I'm trying to add as much fiber to every meal as possible.
Yes, excellent. I love this. I love this. Just non-fat Greek yogurt with a lot of fiber, a lot of fruit that has micronutrients and some sweetness to it with a chocolate chip. I would eat a lot more chocolate if I could, but because of my high cholesterol, I'm trying to stay away from saturated fat as much as possible. But once in a while, I definitely will have some really good, worth it chocolate. Not any of these kind of fake stuff that we have here in the US.
For dinner, I made a salmon bowl with salmon, basmati rice, cucumber, baby peppers, and avocado, topped with soy sauce, ginger dressing, and hot sauce. I'm going to share more about my symptoms and side effects and weight after coming off of GLP-1, so don't forget to follow if you want to hear more.
That was excellent. That was excellent. I just loved that last one. I think all of what she ate was pretty good, high protein, high fiber. I love that she said that she's really trying as much as possible to incorporate more fiber in her meals. I love the fact that she ate green beans. That's just, my kind of girl. I love green beans. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end on that. That's such a good high note to end for this video. I was really happy about that last one. I had not looked at all of the TikToks completely. Like, I started to watch them like the first couple of seconds and then just save them in like a collections folder on TikTok. But yeah, that was a great way to end. Really ending on a high note there. I would love to know what you guys think. Please like put in the comments down below what has been your favorite source of protein. And what would be your go-to if you were to get off of the GLP-1 medication? Like, what would be your go-to source of protein? And what do you think would your anchor meals look like? Thank you guys so much for spending your precious time with me today, especially during the holidays when so much is competing for our attention. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your holidays, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy riding.